So let's look at the issue of marriages as it relates to divorces. And let's look at the United States of America, where currently in 2020 their divorce rate stands at 40%. Now, these are only recorded cases, so it can be concerning. However, the US is not the best place to look at marriage and divorce data, since many of these marriages would have been based on green cards. So let's come over to Jamaica, where the data is a little bit more promising. And we see that between 2013 and 2018, where there's been a 1% reduction in marriage for the same period, there's been a whopping 7% increase in divorces. Quite telling, because these are recorded cases, and we know that many persons who are in marriages would have decided to live separate lives even though they have not documented their separation. Now, all of this is basically saying what? That there's no ideal approach to life, no ideal approach to relationship, and this is the reality. So how do we deal with these realities of life, especially when it comes to relationships? So let me say this, and this is a big disclaimer. I'm not saying that marriage is a bad thing. I'm not anti-marriage. I couldn't be, because even when you look at the data, it still says to you that most marriages remain intact or seem to remain intact. My issue is seeing people approach marriage as if it's perfect when it is not. And what happens when persons subscribe to this idealist, absolute value system in marriages, where it means that becoming one and becoming one flesh means that you lose yourself, you lose your friends, you lose others in your life. And then only to realize when the marriage ends that you are alone, because the marriage can end. You're alone, you are depressed, and even many feeling suicidal. Well, here's a question I'm going to leave for you guys. Does getting married and becoming one flesh means that you invest all your time, resources, energy only in your partner, with no time for self, with no time for anyone else? Well, maybe that's what 1 Corinthians meant in its interpretation, but the reality on the ground certainly suggests otherwise, and also suggests that it is more beneficial to also seek to build healthy, supportive relationship outside of that relationship with your partner. This is particularly important in those cases where your relationship or your marriage may very well go south, and I'm only saying may or if, because many persons in that situation who have found that they've invested everything, they've forgotten about friends, they've forgotten about how to really live life and enjoy their own company, in a situation where the relationship has ended, and now suddenly see themselves as being alone. They're feeling depressed, right, and frustrated, to the point where many persons end up being suicidal. Now, I want you to think about this, guys. Becoming one flesh is good, but remember, be realistic about it. Love wisely. This is your boy Mike. Again, thank you for listening to my vlog as I share my views about life and relationship. Love wisely. Big up. Boom.